Brian McAvoy here with Inside Out Trading. And today we're going to talk about three specific mental strategies for trading success. This is how to master your mind and three very specific things. These aren't the only things, but these are three pretty important strategies to really help you be successful as a trader. Well, let's talk about the first one. We're going to talk about the situation and then the mental strategy to help deal with it. One of them, is, of course, is the emotional roller coaster. Man, we've all been there with this. It's like where, yeah, man, you hit a winner or two or three, man, and you're starting to get on a roll and you got, man, that confidence is swelling. It's, man, yeah, I've got this. And then all of a sudden, bam, you're sitting on a winner and, hey, man, I've been just kicking ass. I'm just going to go ahead and hang on to it. I'm not going to go ahead and get out. And then you watch it turn south on you and you hang on to it. No, it'll turn around. And then it winds up turning into a loser. And now you're feeling like an idiot. It's, oh, God, I did it again. It's, again, we've all been there. Sucks. Or, yeah, because yeah, we just lost on the last three trades. Shit, now I can't even enter this trade, even though it looks like a decent setup. I'm just so gun shy right now, and now I'm kicking myself for. Or I go ahead and get in the trade and it moves in my direction, but I get out early because I'm afraid of getting burned again. And then I watch it run, and it's shit. I should have stayed in. I would have made three times the money. And this emotional roller coaster just sucks. And the thing is, there's a reason you're on an emotional roller coaster. And it's not because of the markets. It's not because most of the things that you think it is. It's not discipline. It's not that. With trading, it's generally rough. It's generally an emotional ride. In my experience, in my own personal experience, and helping hundreds of traders over the last 20 years, my experience is generally traders who are struggling are not struggling due to a lack of discipline. That's a myth. There are other things that are causing your emotions to flare. And there's a variety of things that are causing them to flare, but it is not a lack of discipline. And so focusing on being more disciplined, it's like taking aspirin for a headache, but not addressing what was causing the headache in the first place. You're addressing a symptom. You're not addressing the root cause of the problem. I know the root cause is not something that your mommy said to you when you were 5 years old that screwed you up for trading and traumatized you so bad that you're never going to be able to trade until you uncover this and resolve it. No. If, of course, there were traumatic things that happened in our childhood. Everybody, we were children. Of course, stuff was traumatic. We were children. We didn't know how to deal with it yet. But if you're in a position to trade, you've probably resolved those matters sufficiently enough that you've been successful enough to be in a position to trade. So you've already demonstrated that you've sufficiently resolved those issues. So it's not a matter of discipline. It's not a matter of some weird trauma. It's not some psychological issue. You're just goofed up. It's usually going to be due to a couple of things. One, the mental damage that was caused by your lousy start to trading. For me, my first year, I was just practicing bad trading all the time because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have any good help teaching me. And so I'm trading with real money. I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm in an emotional state all the time because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And yeah, I'm practicing bad trading. I'm wiring all sorts of emotional responses and perspectives and associations and emotional response patterns into my head. So many traders experience this because we start trading before we're actually properly prepared for this job. And so we establish a horrible normal mentally and emotionally during our first months and sometimes years of trading. That's one of the biggest things, along with the fact that, yes, we didn't get properly prepared for this job. We're sitting there trying to do a job we don't have the skill set for. Yeah, we're able to trade. We learned enough to be able to trade, but we didn't learn enough to be good at this. So a lot of mistakes we're making, honestly, are rookie mistakes. Like I said, there's a variety of things. Usually, it all boils down to really not being at the level you need to be for whatever reason, and the damage that's been caused by trying to trade and not being at that level. Trading has a skill set or a skill level up here that requires you be up here if you want it to be easy. If you're down here because you haven't learned everything you need to learn yet, it's going to be rough, and it's going to stay rough. So, and like I said, there's a variety of things that can contribute to the emotional roller coaster. But here's the thing. Usually it does boil down to a matter of competence and getting the right training so that you know how to deal with the challenges that are coming up. Most occupations are this way. When you get good enough, when you get properly trained for it, think about this. Consider the situation. If you take a person of reasonable intelligence and you throw them into a challenging activity that requires certain skills, and they don't have those skills, but you throw them in there, they might be able to get by. But are they going to be good at it? No. So it's going to be kind of rough. Is it going to be stressful? Of course. And it's probably almost going to be impossible for it not to be an emotional experience because they don't have everything they need to be good at the job. But if you take that same person and now you give them the training, you give them what they need, the skill set to go in and do the job and do it well, they'll probably be fine. And trading is the same way. More than likely, it's because your training has been incomplete. You haven't been taught how to get good at this and know how to be good at it. That's probably the biggest thing. You've learned enough to be able to trade and maybe trade to a certain level of proficiency, but it's not good enough to where, yeah, trading's easy. And that's where a lot of the issue comes from. So that's where a lot of the emotional roller coaster comes from. Okay. Now, so the question is, and the solution here, if you're if you're riding the emotional roller coaster and you'd like to get off, you need to understand, okay, I need to get some help. There's something that I'm missing. And that's why it's rough. It's not because I don't know how to place trades. It's because there's some other aspect of this occupation that still eludes me. And so when I get good at this, just like your day job, I'm sure your day job is way more complicated and sophisticated than trading is, but you handle it just fine. So there, right there is proof. You've got the skill set for your day job. Anybody else walking into your day job would probably have a really rough time because they don't have the skill set and the knowledge that you do. But you do, and it's not that tough. Trading's the same way. When you get the knowledge, you get the skill set, it's not that bad. All right. Now, the question is, okay, I've been at this for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. How long should this take? Honestly, if you've been at it for more than 6 months and it's still rough, you probably ought to stop and reassess and say and seriously ask the question: what else do I need to learn? Where do I need to go get the help? If you've just been trying new strategies and focusing on discipline and again the symptoms, that's why it's not fixing it. At InsideOutTrading.com, I can show you the skill set that you need to actually get good at this consciously, intentionally, and by design. Yeah, 60, 90 days from now, you got a handle on this. You know that your strategy is solid, your system's solid, and you're solid trading it. You can go to the markets with a very high level of confidence, so you're solid and you're good. And so if you give yourself 90 days and then another 3 months really to just get established. So again, 6 months. If it's taken more than 6 months, it's taking too long. And so really, if you're on the emotional roller coaster, the main thing is you want to not be in a hurry because it may take a little time to get off the roller coaster, but at the same time, you got to know when to be impatient. If you've been fighting the same crap for more than a year, if you've been fighting it for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, it's the same shit, excuse me, then you probably need to step back and say, I need to do something different. I need a different approach. I need a different perspective because what I've been doing is not getting me there. It's not moving the needle. And I've been at it for a long time. It ain't working. So, self-awareness, just plain know when to say, I've waited, I've given it enough time and it's not working. I need to stop and reassess, try something different. Okay. So that's the first mental strategy. Just plain know when to be patient, know when to be impatient. And with the understanding, it's like when I've leveled up enough, when I've hit that proficiency standpoint, when I've acquired the skills that I need for this, it's going to get easy and I can get off the roller coaster. Next one is analysis paralysis. When we all fight. This is one where we're sitting here saying, man, oh gosh, if I'm in a charts, but I really want to check the daily chart, see what's been happening for the last 30 days. I want to see what the overall trend is. Or I want to check this indicator. I want to add that indicator. I want to go check this news source, whatever. And we're looking for more and more information for confirmation because we're not really solid on, yeah, I could trust my system. So here's the thing. It's fear that's causing us to seek all this additional confirmation. And a lot of times we've made such a mess of things, we've added so much to it, even though it's all supposed to be helpful. Now we're getting analysis by paralysis or analysis paralysis. And what you want to do really there is simplify way back to just a real basic strategy that makes sense. It's got a good investment thesis. If I'm based on this is what I think is going on in the markets when I see this. So that's what lets me know, yes, I can anticipate this to happen. So this is my strategy for getting in and out of the markets. That's our basic strategy, our premise of our strategy. And so long as you're working with something that it makes sense and you're approaching it reasonably from a good premise, you want to keep things as simple as possible. And then again, skill up with it. When you do, now things will start to work. The more you complicate it, the more you're looking for confirmation and taking care of the fear and the anxiety and I'm just not sure. You're just making things harder. You're making them more complex and more sophisticated, and it's not solving the real issue. The real issue is You need to have a basic strategy that works. You know when to trade it, you know how to trade it, how to execute it, and to do so with skill and proficiency. Real simple. So the first one is know when to be patient, when to be impatient. Second one is simplify. Seriously, simplify. It helps save so much mental energy instead of making things more complex. Now, chasing the markets and constantly adjusting your system. This is another one that's really hard to do. You're saying, yeah, I've got my strategy. And man, last week, oh my God, the market did this. Trump put out this new news release, or Congress did this, or whatever. And oh man, so I need to do this. And you're constantly chasing last week or the other day. And the thing is, and it's so easy to do because you're sitting there saying, oh, this looks so obvious and everything. And the thing is, if you're looking at real tiny time frames, a few days or a day or a week, and you're sitting here drawing conclusions about the whole rest of the market on such a little tiny window, you're going to drive yourself insane. Seriously, you will keep your mind chasing last week forever because it's always going to be changing. And so the way to handle that, the mental strategy for that is back your focus off. Don't look at such a tiny little window of time. Make sure you're looking at a decent window of time to draw conclusions about the market and your strategy. Super important. Seriously, if you're looking at too small of a sample, too small of a window, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. You will never stop adjusting your system, trying to fix it forward to take care of last week. And you'll just make yourself crazy. And it's just plain, it doesn't work. 3 mental strategies for trading success. 1, pursue skill and proficiency and knowledge and getting good at this. Give yourself time to get there, but know when to stop and reassess and say, what I'm doing isn't getting me there. I need to try a different approach. I need to get some help. Because just continuing down that road, that 2 years from now, I'm going to be sitting with all this time just slipped through my hands and I haven't made any progress. That's not what you want. So know when to be patient, give yourself time to get there, know when to be impatient. The other one, simplify. Keep things as simple as possible. Huge mental strategy. Seriously, keep things as simple as possible while they're still being complete. Third one is make sure you're looking at a reasonable sample, a reasonable window of information to draw conclusions from. Seriously, if you're working with too small a window, you're just going to drive yourself crazy. So I hope these 3 strategies, mental strategies for success, have been helpful. If they have, give me a like down below, subscribe to my channel, share this with your friends. If there's other things you'd like for me to share with you, perspectives on trading from my experience and my 20 years of helping other traders, if you'd like to tap into that wisdom, you got a question you'd like for me to answer, by all means, drop it in the comments down below. And if you'd like to book a call, we can talk about your trading, what's been holding you back. I have a little session here, a troubleshooting session, and we'll identify what's your current obstacle and how to get you past it to make your trading better and more profitable. I hope this has been helpful. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.